Welcome to Real Talk, the Sunny podcast. This episode is going to be about what the fuck is going on with these dating apps. Like, I cannot be the only one experiencing this. LOL. Like, is this a joke? I get that, it's 2023 and whoa, that felt weird saying that. I think that was my first time saying that out loud. And that we are more open-minded in regards to I don't know, the opposite sex. Like, I guess I'm just going to get right to it. I feel like the guys, the pictures they're fucking posting on these dating profiles is an embarrassment. Like, this is appalling. Like, I cannot be the only female that is so unbelievably unattracted to these guys. I keep seeing these guys who are taking these selfies on their profile or these woman poses where it's like they know that somebody's taking their picture, but they're pretending they don't know. Like, that's a girl move. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? It's like so irritating. Like, I'm not a lesbian. I'm not here looking for another woman. I am looking for a man. Where is he? Like, I don't know. It's just like so irritating. Like, I don't care how open-minded we get as a society. I just don't think there's certain things I just don't think that should change. And I believe in men tapping into their feminine energy for sure, their divine feminine energy. But that doesn't mean acting like a fucking woman. Like, I think there's confusion going on. Like, oh my God. Or the things they're writing. Like, and this could be said about women too on the dating apps, but I don't know because I'm not checking them out, so this episode's just about guys and what is terribly wrong with their profiles. Like, first off, I think it is so alarming when they either don't answer these questions and they leave short-ended things like, you'll have to find out on the date. Or it's like, what the no, I am literally trying to figure out if I want to go on a date with you, guy. Just answer the stupid questions that these apps ask you to answer that will be public on your profile. Stop it. Or what I think is alarming is when they choose these locations that damn well they don't live in, which is intentional, I feel like, so they don't get caught. I don't know if anybody else is caught on to that shit. And obviously apply common sense. I think there's some people that really do travel for a living. So maybe some of these locations were real that I was seeing, but a majority of them were not. They were just, and this doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen more times than not. But when it does happen, it just seems so blatantly obvious that they're giving a fake town that they claim they live in. So I don't know, maybe they're cheating, or maybe they're off again with somebody. I don't know. I know there's something up with that. I feel it. And it's embarrassing. It's like, why would I ever accept this? If you can't even be honest on your dating profile, where you live, something so minuscule, and that's the one thing I've definitely learned now is don't ignore those little things that they lie about. Usually I do. I don't know if I'm the jackass here who has known about these little white lies and have just ignored them and then got burned along the way because of it. But now I'm just no, abso-fucking-lutely no. We are not doing this. This is not going to happen. Some of their responses are just so dumb. Their responses are just so dumb to these things. I don't know, there was this one guy, I think he thought he was I don't know, like, again, going back to, us being a society in 2023, we need to be open-minded to things. He wrote something like, the first round's on me, as long as the second round's on you. Ew! I'm not into that. I don't care if you're the type of woman that believes, like, let's split the bill. Listen, it's never worked for me. And I'm not saying that it hasn't worked for me in a positive way because I've chosen the right people in my life. I definitely haven't, But, like, I could just tell you that if something you've been doing your whole life isn't working for you, I think you should probably cancel it the fuck out. And offering to pay on dates doesn't work out for me. I'm not doing it anymore. It's not my thing. So as much as I respect this guy's honesty, that he expects you to buy, and I don't think it was a joke. I just don't. And if it was, it's like, it just wasn't a good joke. I think the responses, don't give much thought, which says a lot about them, I feel like, and what you can expect to see about them in general. And I feel like guys could hear this and be like, oh my God, give me a break. It's a dating profile. Like, because I could totally see them like just like answering these questions that they think are stupid. But like, bro, like answer them, because like the girls are reading them. They're not just going off their pictures. It's both. It's pictures and responses. I don't know. Or like the group photos, like, why are you showing a bunch of group photos? Why? I don't know which one you are. Or, oh my God, I was talking about this with one of my friends. Like, when they're posting pictures with their exes, or like they're so fucking lazy, they don't even crop the girl out properly, or they just put a fucking emoji over her. What is that? Are you kidding me? Like, that's just bad juju all around. Like, no. Absolutely not. And you're clearly fucking lazy. So this speaks volumes to me. I'm definitely not interested in you now. Like, I don't know. Like, you can't just crop. There was no other good photo. All your good photos are with your ex. Like, I can't believe I have to say these things out loud in regards to what's the problem with these guys on the dating apps. Like, this is embarrassing. It's like, how fucking lazy can you be? Like, you've just given up. Like, oh my God. Hell no. I'm not even entertaining these conversations. I'm just like, swipe. No, absolutely not. Or it's like, I don't know. Like, I see these pictures of these guys with their moms, and that just doesn't do it for me. I'm not thinking to myself like, oh, he's got a good relationship with his mom. Like, why is your mom here? I don't want to see this. It's kind of like, I feel like a guy with a girl, like, he doesn't want to meet our family. He doesn't want to meet our parents. He doesn't, until like he's sure about us, right? It's like the same thing goes on these dating profiles. Like, I don't want to meet these people online. I've thought about these things where, like, when they post these group photos when they're with their friends, but they themselves like aren't that good looking, or they're just not your type, but their friends look like potentials. Like, I've thought about that. I'm like, would that be mean? Because you know damn well if roles were reversed, there would be at least one guy that would do it, that would message you and be like, hey, is your friend single? LOL. And then it would be like that emoji with the sunglasses on. And sometimes I think about these things that kind of make me so ruthless sometimes, but it's because they taught me that, like, just fuck it, do it. selfish, right? Selfish kind of energy. And it's like, you kind of got to be that way sometimes. Not in this case, but I'm just saying, like, I've considered it. I've really considered, because I'm like, this guy doesn't know me and I don't know him. Would he really be offended if I were to hit him up about his friend? It's not like we're liking one another. It's just like, I came across your profile and your friend's hot. What's his name? I've never done it, but Oceana, I find you so annoying right now. Stop it. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, I just like, or some of their things that they say, like, hold on, because I was going to make a TikTok about this, and because I just couldn't believe some of their responses. I'm like, this has got to be a fucking joke. How is nobody else talking about this stuff? Hold on. Oceana, stop it. She doesn't do it until I click record, I swear. It's so annoying sometimes. Where is this? Oh, here it is. Okay, hold on. Oh. Cannot believe this guy wrote this. So I don't know what the prompt asked him to, I forgot what the prompt was. But he wrote on his profile, I bet you can't tie a cherry with your tongue. Boy, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Like, excuse you. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And like, what makes it all worse is like when they have these shitty responses, what I've noticed is a majority of them are 5'8", 5'9". Like, what? Sir, it's like when somebody is not good looking. It's like you need to have a great personality to make you good looking. But when you don't even have a good personality, like you're literally like a bad person, like you're even more ugly. Like you got nothing helping you now. I feel like it's a very similar thing. Some guy wrote, the way to win me over is through your Spotify playlist. What the fuck is that? You want to hear all the songs that I've been listening to since like 2006? That's like a bunch of different versions of myself into one playlist. And what are you going to do? You're going to judge me? Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's a mix of my high school playlist, college days, and then all different relationships that have ended, that I'm over. You're gonna make a judgment call based off that? That's what I think. I don't think the guy genuinely cares if I'm into Blink 182 or not. I think he's totally judging the songs and the lyrics that he'll like Google or whatever. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah. Oh, what I thought was a fun feature now, what I noticed, caught me by surprise. They now are showing the zodiac signs. I'm like, ooh, this is a little dangerous. I think for both parties, to be honest with you, I could see totally some guys out there, because I'm friends with these type of guys, where they'll do their research and they'll be like, oh, I bet this zodiac sign's good and bad. Or I swear to you guys, this sounds so petty, so dumb. But I know for a fact that there are guys out there that do this stuff where they do their research on these zodiac signs, and then they'll manipulate the girl into a certain direction based off the information they know of their zodiac signs. I swear to you guys. If you don't know about this, be careful. I'm not saying be paranoid, but just be careful if you put that information out there. That's all. One of the guys, his shirt in a picture said hot guy. He was legitimately wearing a shirt in his photo that said hot guy, as in he was the hot guy. I don't know. This is just not hot to me. This is like, I feel like all these pictures I'm seeing of them, they look like they're posing for Fashion Nova, like for the guy section. Like, I don't know. It's just not cute to me. It's not hot. And then I feel like some of these pictures are a little bit scandalous. Like, I don't know, like, are you at your house or are you at a friend's house? Because I feel like they try to make it seem like I don't know, like I've seen a few guys on a boat and I'm like, is that yours though? Is it yours? Because I don't feel like it is. And not that that means that when they post a picture at somebody's house or on a boat or anything like that, that they're trying to say this is mine. But you know when somebody does like a certain kind of pose, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's like boss energy. It's boss. And but it's like, but are you boss? Like, are you this? You're making yourself seem some kind of way, sir. And I don't know if I'm buying it. Something's telling me, my spidey senses are telling me, this ain't yours. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. Maybe I like the weird responses. I guess that would make sense for me. Some guy wrote, I get along best with people who question textures of fruit. And I thought to myself, yeah, you know, like he got me thinking. And, you know, I have a Mars and Gemini and we love shit like this. Like if you get us thinking, and it did get me thinking. And I was like, yeah, what the fuck is up with that? Like, yeah, I feel the same way. But like, you know, I couldn't do it though. I forgot what was working against him, but I'm going to go with a majority of it. I don't know. Or that's, yeah, exactly what I said before. The one thing you should know about me is ... What type of lousy, cheap response is that? Isn't this the point of the app? Is to like get like some type of surface level idea of who you are. And then, you know, learn more about you as we talk. And then from there, we decide if we want to meet up physically. You think you got the... You think ... is going to work with me? Or, oh my God, what about the liking you, but not doing anything? Like they expect you to like, I don't know, take charge, reach out to them after they've liked you. What? You online, you're a pussy too? Are you kidding me? It's one thing when you meet them in person and you realize they're not as like strong as they made themselves out to be, you know, not as confident, you know. That I get because we're human. It's a little nerve-wracking meeting people. But if you're going to do this online, like tag, you're it, you know, what? I remember there was this guy who liked me and I just knew. I knew he had like this. How do I explain this? This cocky mentality. Like all of his pictures were pretty, but what I was okay about was he didn't take the pictures. Like there weren't selfies, and he wasn't doing those stupid photos where it's like, you know, the camera's on you, whatever. Like, but still, he was actually posing for the photos, whatever. It was acceptable in my eyes, and his responses were okay. But he had this Queens thing going on. Now, I do have a thing for Queens guys. I'm not going to lie. I have a thing for the guys from the 5 boroughs. However, what I don't have a thing for, and there's a lot of them out there in the 5 boroughs, is like this pretty boy thing going on. It's like, I don't know, one of my exes had this because he was from Queens. And he had this group of... Sorry, hold on. That's him saying, choke on it, bitch. He had this group of ugly fucking friends, but they thought they were, oh my God. They thought they were the hottest fucking thing ever because they got girls. Now, the reason they got girls is because some of them were funny and overall they were all confident. Okay. And that's, if you're a woman, like I would hope at this stage of the game, well, I don't know how old you guys are, you understand that that's all it is. It's either that's what really gets guys, the girls, is confidence and a sense of humor. And then it's like, we figure out the rest later on if that's all they got, you know, like, because we get so attracted to that. We get so hyped up. These guys were so fucking ugly. They were so ugly. Not just like on the outside. Because yes, definitely on the outside. But also the inside. They were just ugly fucking souls. And always manipulating girls, always playing girls, cheating on girls. Like, I would have to see this because they were, cliquey like that. They were fucking, this group. And then they had other groups, and it's like that they were connected to. And it's like, you knew who their girlfriends were. And then it's like, and you knew if that shit was happening around you, it was happening to you too. But you didn't have the proof or whatever until you did. And then it's like, oh, thank God I'm fucking out. Like, I just needed the proof to get out. But my point is that one of these guys, he was like that. He was like a pretty boy. He was a pretty Queens boy. And, I don't remember him really being funny. I remember every now and then, like, I felt like he understood me. What he understood about me was that I did not belong. And, like, I think he felt for me on that level. Like, he knew that I really, like, loved his friend, but that me and his friend just couldn't make it work. And not that he ever showed, like, an ounce of, like, empathy or anything, but there was just some type of, I don't know, intuitive feeling. Like, I felt like he knew that. And then later on, I found out, like, he did. Like, he saw that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. But my point is that he was a pretty boy. And pretty boys expect you to do some type of work because they're pretty. I guess it's probably like the same mentality that guys feel about pretty girls. I don't know. I would assume so, right? With common sense. And I guess, as a girl who's definitely not ugly, but, I do feel that type of way where it's like, I'm not meeting you more than halfway. Like, this is where I've met you and you need to meet me here in order. So I guess my point is with this whole online dating thing, I do notice that pretty boys will like you, but it's almost as if they expect you to do the rest of the work. And it's not just a pretty boy thing. It's also a pretty boy mentality. Like, they will be the pretty boy and have that pretty boy mentality where it's like, nah, you can come to me because I got a bunch of chicks. And it's like, that may be so, but I feel like the chicks that they have, whoever these chicks are, is from them actually doing some of the work. Now, whether it's because they were at a club or a bar drunk and they approached these chicks and now they have their phone numbers and now there's some type of, I don't know, relationship, connection, whatever you want to call that. You did some type of work in order to get her. I think it's also when they're sober too. There's, no brainer, a huge difference between how they act, like what they're willing to do when it comes to the dating world with pretty boys. Like, maybe, I don't know, if they're intoxicated, like they'll do something that they wouldn't normally do, right? Obviously. I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like I'm getting derailed here. They're fucking annoying. Like, it's not that I would avoid all good-looking. It's not just good-looking guys. I know you guys know what I'm talking about with pretty boys, like that gel hair, and the eyelashes are long, and their outfit is matching their sneakers, like, and they drive a Beamer, and they take photos, and they have nice edited photos, and their caption's cool. It's like a girl. Like, really? The pretty boy is like a pretty girl. I don't fucks with that. I don't care. I don't care how many girls you got. I'm not interested. Like, sorry. Like, thanks for the like, I guess. ... I will never reach out in my life. So, I remember one guy one time. He he messaged me, and I don't know, sometimes I don't like pay attention to these things until I pay attention to these things. He legit, like, I got notified that he messaged me. Then he unmessaged me. Like, he did something to the message where it was hidden until, I guess, like, he decided, like, to see what I was up to. Like, I guess to try to, like, reach back out to me. I've never seen this guy, never messaged this guy. But I guess my point is that his ego or pride was hurt that, like, I didn't respond to him. So I guess this is an option, a thing you can do with your messages. I guess he hid it. And I went to finally one day, like, go to the app to see what this message was. But I think it was, like, weeks later. And I was like, oh, that's so weird. The message isn't there. Maybe they delete after a certain amount of time. I don't know. I'm not very good with technology. I try to teach myself, but I really don't know. So I think like a week or two later after that, he messaged me again, and all of a sudden the messages appeared. And I messaged him and I was like, I'm like, did you like do something to your message? Did you hide your message? Okay, I didn't realize that you should not be so upfront with guys when you don't know them. Like, I thought I was just being innocent here. Like, this is how my tone of voice was in my message. Like, did you hide your message because I didn't respond to it in time? What is that about? Are you okay? Like, I thought I was making a joke of it. And I guess this wasn't funny, apparently. Like, he didn't really comment on it from what I remember. And instead, he said I was wild, which is crazy. In guy lingo, that's crazy. You're wild. Okay, so you think I'm crazy. Which is, they like that. But to a certain degree. They all like crazy. But, don't get too crazy. And I guess I did that for him. I never heard from him again. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, what? Guys are so fucking weird that way. It's like, you wanted something you felt you couldn't have, and then you got it, but it was too much. It's like, little did you know, it's like we would have like set me down once like you responded back and just like cleared the air. Like, it wasn't even that crazy. Guys, oh my God. Guys are crazy. I think they just think we're crazy because we consciously understand their moves, and they don't. Like, they're just moving. You know how they try to make themselves out to be like, guys are not that complicated, guy, like you see these videos where guys will be very straightforward. If you're confused, they're not interested. If they're interested, you won't be confused. Like, they try to make guys seem so fucking easy, so not complex. And it's like, that's a load of garbage. Like, what's actually happening is that they're just not consciously aware of their subconscious moves, like why they do the things they do. But if they were to actually think about why they do the things they do, they would see there was actually a lot of action based off of these quick thoughts. But we as women, we are consciously aware of these thoughts that they're acting based on. Does that make sense? I hope I'm wording that right. Like, they just try to make themselves seem so drama-free, so carefree, so straightforward, so easy. And it's like, yeah, you got the easy part, right? You guys are easy. Hold on. I'm drinking water, by the way. It's not alcohol. But they're just not. Like, the things they say and do are based off of a lot of thought. And I feel like they're just not consciously aware of that. And then they kind of just make these decisions based off those thoughts that end up being fast thoughts. I don't know. I hope I'm phrasing this right. I just don't think they're as uncomplicated as they try to make themselves out to be. I think they're actually very complicated, and I think they complicate our lives because of it. But, you know, then it goes back to they don't want to take responsibility for that. And I don't even think, it's not that they're not consciously aware of that part, because totally they are. But it's more just like, I don't think they're consciously aware of how it's their fault. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna get too derailed here. But anyway, so yeah, the dating world, I feel like you gotta be really picky now. I feel like being picky is smart, but don't be too picky, because then that's kind of like that fixed energy. It's like hitting a brick wall and not realizing you're hitting a brick wall, but blaming others for it. And I think there needs to be like this open-mindedness to it, of course. But don't be too open, because I feel like then that's when you lose your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own opinions. So I feel like with how technology is nowadays and where we are as a society, like, I think women are beginning to jump on this bandwagon that guys have been on for a long time. And I think that makes guys either A, feel more insecure and act out on that. Like, oh, I'm going to talk to every girl now, because you are most certainly talking to every guy out there. Or it's going to make them act more secure, because I think it's very obvious what women want. They want security, and I feel like it's becoming more publicly known through social media. And it's like all guys have to do is give that, and they can get it in return. And I truly believe like there is like all these insecure things that go on in relationships through cheating or I don't know, this whole dating game where it's like, we're just going to keep dating. We're going to keep dating before we give each other titles. It's all based off of insecurity. I don't think it's really based off of, I don't want to limit my options. Because if you found the right option, you wouldn't want to keep playing with your options. You know what I mean by that? It's like when we find the right guy, we don't want to talk to the other guys anymore. They don't mean shit to us. I think guys don't experience that with girls unless it's time for them to experience that with girls. You know, there's this video out there I saw where it's like, it's not that there's something wrong with you, or it's not that you weren't like the pick of the litter or something like that. It's just that the next girl will be it for those guys when the timing is right. And it doesn't mean that that girl was like the it factor or offering something you weren't. It's just the timing. And I totally believe that. And I believe in astrology, and I believe you guys can see that when the timing is right for a serious relationship and when it's not. So, I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. I feel like I'm totally derailing. Typical Mars and Gemini. Oh, God, it's the downfall of that energy. So much. So many ideas that relate to one another, and you just want to talk about it all at one time so people can't follow. So anyway, I'm going to get off that topic because I feel like that doesn't really have to do with what I wanted to talk about originally. I think that you shouldn't entertain people when you feel like you shouldn't be entertaining people. Like sometimes I think we do this, or especially just to get back out there in the dating world. It's like, don't do that. Like, just don't do that. Just wait until something sparks your interest, like with the pictures and their descriptions. And then from there, I think if the conversation's good, then go for it. But if anything like feels like do not, like I can't, sometimes like I feel like I'm just constantly saying no, 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 or these guys come back up again on my feed and I'm like, oh, this guy's good looking. And then I'm like, wait a minute. No. He looks familiar. Oh, I X'd him already because his fucking responses are whack. They're stupid. They're dumb. They're inconsiderate. And I'm not looking for that. I don't feel like just because maybe, I don't know, you haven't found them yet, that you should just settle, because that's what it is. And I wish I had known that years ago, that it's settling when you're giving up some of these things that you believe are important to you in another, just because maybe you are overthinking it. Maybe you are asking for too much. Maybe you do want too much and it's just taking a while. It's like, that is intentional. That time is intentional, and I'm totally for it, and I support it, and I vote for it. And I hope I can encourage anybody else out there who may be going through the same thing to just like go through the process. Go through the process of waiting and hold out and don't give in, because otherwise you're fucking settling and you'll be miserable. Okay? So yeah, I think that's it. I'm probably forgetting some parts, but okay. Hope this helps. Bye.